Hello everyone, my name is Nidamarthi. So this screencast demonstrates how MongoDB Atlas can be used to solve a data analytics problem using the aggregation framework. So in this example, I will analyze the consultation sessions and summarize them based on the payment status. So here the final goal is to calculate the total consultations per payment status and the total estimated income, average income, percentage share of each payment status. So this is very useful because it shows how different payment types contribute to the overall consultation activity. So coming to this here, this is the interface of a Atlas. So here I already log into the account. First we need to go to the Mongo website, Mongo Atlas website, and then we need to log in using our credentials. After that we need to create a cluster here. So here I already created my cluster here. So here we can see the version which is 8 version and location Ireland, and I just using the cluster free version here, and then I created a project and then I gave the name of the organization here. So here which I am using this because it's a very cloud based MongoDB service, and then now I will open the database now, and then I will go to the data explorer here. So to work with my data set, so data explorer, here we can see the clusters here. Now to work with my data set, I'm just creating on the browse collections here. So here we can clearly see a pop-up which is connected to the cluster. So this is my data set database, which is Consultation DB, and if I click on that, we can clearly show that document 1K, I mean 1000 documents are already imported here. So each document represents a consultation session, and it includes a embedded document such as the genealogist and the client here, along with an array fields like topic and the record type used. So if we scroll on all the documents, it says that the dataset is successfully loaded into the Atlas and the matches the Mongo shell dataset. Or else we can clearly see the number of the documents 1K. So that means that which we can confirm that the 1000 documents are successfully imported here. So here now I am opening the aggregation builder here. So this allows the visual interface provided by the MongoDB Atlas, so which allows the aggregation pipeline to be built step by step without writing the entire query at once. So this is particularly very useful for debugging, testing, and explaining each stage clearly. So let me build the stages according to my question one by one. So to work on this aggregation pipeline, we need to add stages every time. So in this stage, I am selecting the project. You can just click on it, and then you have to replace this with your exact code. So here this is our exact code. So this extracts the payment status, estimated income for the particular ID, and it's also this is the created calculated field, which is the estimated income, which was calculated as duration multiplied by hours plus other cost. So at this stage the output still shows individual consultation records, but now includes the calculated income. So let me go through the next stage. So coming to the stage 2 here, I am just clicking on another add stage and now I need to group. So I am using the group function to group documents by specified expression, and I need to replace this with my exact code. So here we can clearly see that this groups the data by the payment status here. So for each group, sum of 1, it counts the consultations, and the sum of estimated income, this calculated the total income followed by the average income using the average function. So this stage transforms the data from individual records into the grouped summaries. So let me explain the next stage. So here I am clicking on the add stage, and then now I am just selecting the group again, and then need to replace with the actual code. So here we can clearly see that I group everything into a single document using id equal to null here. So this is one of the most advanced stage in the pipeline. So we can clearly see, if we click on this arrow, we can clearly see the id and the total number of the consultations, total income, and the average income. So we can clearly see for the 3, 1 and the 4. So here I calculate the overall total consultations across all payment status, and I also used here push root, so to store all group results into an array. This is very important because it allows each group to access the overall total, which is very required to calculate the percentage share. Now let me add the next stage. Here I need to select the unwind function here. So unwind, and then need to replace this with the actual code here. So this stage uses the unwind here to break the payment groups array back into the separate documents. Now each payment status become its own document again, but still has to access the overall total here. So let me go to the stage 5 then. So for the stage 5, just I am clicking on the add stage here, and then I need to select the project here, and need to replace this with our actual syntax. So in this stage, I reshape the output here. I extract the values from the payments group object and calculate the percentage share here. So this is done by dividing each group's consultations by overall total and then multiplying by 100 and rounding up to the 2 decimals here. So this stage converts the raw aggregation into the meaningful business insight here, because we can clearly see that ID, that we can clearly see the total consultations, total income, average income, and the percentage share. So let me go to the final stage, which is sort. Need to replace this with the actual data again here. So here the final stage sorts the results by the total consultations in descending order here. So this makes it easy to see which appointment status appears most frequently. Now I am just adding another stays by changing one modification. Again, I am just selecting the sort and then I need to delete this and then I am just copy pasting here, Control C and then V. Now I am just changing the total consultations to total income. So we can clearly see now it was arranged as per the income in the descending order. So we can clearly say that to demonstrate how the changes affect the results, I modify this stage now. Now instead of sorting by the consultation count, I sorted here by the total income here because these changes are focused from frequency analysis to financial analysis here. So this shows how even a small change in the pipeline can significantly impact the interpretation of the results. After all, if you want to run all those, we can just run this and this is our results, all results. If you want to see all your results, then you have to click the drop down button there. Now we can clearly see the final result here. We can clearly examine ID, total consultation, total income, average income and percentage share here. So to conclude, this screencast demonstrates how MongoDB Atlas can be used to build aggregation pipelines step by step using the Visual Aggregation Builder. So the example here uses the project, here group, unwind, sort. And the push, we use the push, divide, and then round. It also demonstrates an advanced concept where overall totals are used to calculate the percentage share. So this shows how MongoDB can transform the raw consultation data into the meaningful analytical insights. Thank you.